to Morning Motivations. My name is Dan Stratton, and I want to welcome all of our frequent visitors and viewers again this week. I hope you enjoy this. We're going to talk about investing in people today. I hope you've been enjoying some of our more recent broadcasts. I want to encourage you to send in questions, comments, any kind of requests that you may have, topics that we may want to cover. I try to stay away from a lot of the current events that are going on, but sometimes, there's such hot topics on your mind that, of course, we can talk about them. I just want to create for you, as best as possible, an inner kind of a thought place that is objective, that is peaceful, and that is productive. So that's really what the morning motivations are. And a lot of times when we talk about current events and topics, we end up talking about things that are borderline unproductive for us. They're very important issues. They're affecting people around us. They're affecting people that are not quite so around us, but that we care about. So it's important to us. But at the same time, how we think about things, when we think about things, and what we think about are really the key things for you to stay motivated and for you to stay focused and for you to stay productive. And that's really kind of where my thinking and my motivation to help you centers. So trying to do that today with the topic of investing in people. I think the reason I wanted to talk about that today was because, of late, I've had a lot of opportunities to support people. I've had a lot of opportunities to sit down one-on-one with people from all levels of life, from CEOs of billion-dollar companies to CEOs of law firms to my family members, and then people that are, children of family members and or even children of my associates in business, and they're going through certain things, they're going through certain challenges, and it takes a real kind of an investor's approach to really help people in a way that actually helps them. And it's one thing to have a conversation, but you don't want to have a conversation with someone who is making big decisions or helping a lot of other people, serving a lot of other people, that the person you're helping walks away from that conversation going, boy, that was a waste of time. It's happened to me before where the conversation didn't go the way I had hoped, or the conversation didn't go the way that they had hoped. But the better you prepare for helping people, and I strongly suggest that, you get yourself into a position where the people that you help are asking you to help them before you reach out and try to say, hey, can I help you? You want to be in a position where people are coming to you, not where you are putting out your sign, hey, I'm a helper, hey, I'm a supporter. And because I've found the people that are putting out those signs, they have an approach, right? They may have a skill set, or they may have, a group of exercises or a way of thinking that can be helpful, but it turns out to be a little bit more generic. It turns out to be kind of cookie cutter. They can help you one way. They can help you with one skill set. They can help you with one problem. But investing in people is different than that. It requires a holistic approach. It requires an approach that can bounce from someone's personal life to their professional life, and then even deeper into the project or the company that they're working on, a specific, right? So you work on that. And as you begin to do the kind of work that I do, where I do this one-on-one training with people, I have to ask myself, can I really put the kind of attention needed on this person. Do I want to? Is this someone that I believe in, truly believe in? I studied voice for a long time in my life. I'm not studying right now, but I studied for a long, long time. And one of the things one of my teachers said to me, I had various teachers over the course of decades, and she just jokingly said, you got to remember when you're choosing a teacher that that they have to think you can sing, that they believe that you have, a high level talent. And I thought that, because, you pay these teachers, and it's something that, you would think that they're, it's good for them if they have a lot of clients. And she said, no, quite the contrary. She said uh, she said basically that, you have to make sure that the person who's helping you truly believes in you. And so that's really what I try to bring to the table at the beginning of a, a I guess, an engagement, a relationship, a dialogue, when I begin to invest in someone. And so I always ask myself, is this someone that I believe in? A lot of times I get someone whose mom or dad or close friend is someone that I truly love and truly care about, and I believe in them. And so then I can make that assessment and believe in, their offspring, their child. And so it gets exciting. And so that's the first step, is like, don't jump. I guess there's two steps there. you know don't solicit yourself as someone who's going to invest in someone. But then at the same time, when you decide to help someone, you have to ask yourself, truly, do I believe in this person? Do I believe in this person? So that is the second step. And then once you start really preparing to help, then it's important that you're available, and that you're available at those critical moments. That you're not just a once a month scheduler of time, or an occasional conversation, because it's a difference between like mentoring or counseling. I'm talking about investing. I'm talking about taking a solid interest in the growth and the promotion of that person, right? You want that person to succeed. You're investing in that person. You want that person to stay in relationship with you, and you want to, in some ways, participate in that growth. You want to be around. You want to be active. You want to be a continued counselor or advisor in that situation. And so that's really, really important that you think a little bit long term. I say it like this all the time: teachers teach, but fathers teach, love, and stay. Right? The concept of a longer term commitment on your part. I've learned for myself that that when you start to invest in people, of course, you make yourself, you got a lot of skin in the game. You've made a lot of investment. You've given your time. You may have given some money. You may have done some things in that relationship. So the cost of that relationship falling apart is higher than if you don't really invest. And so the concept of really kind of looking at how well you are engaged from your standpoint is so, so very important. Because if you're passive about it, and you're a little bit less than intentional, and you don't give your best, that relationship is more likely to fall apart. And it's also more likely to be misunderstood. The concepts that you're teaching, or the doors that you're opening, that you will, they're going to take you less seriously, because they're going to feel your lack of intentionality, your level of investment. They're going to also feel like you're not giving your best. And so it's important that as an investor that you're giving your very best. And so I'm talking about investing in people. This is different than maybe investing in a company where you throw down a chunk of change and you're passive about it. Investing in people is a very active thing. You're investing them as a person, spiritual, investing in them, looking at their physical life, making sure that they're healthy and doing those things so that they can make good decisions mentally, so that they are balanced and peaceful, so they don't blow up all their relationships emotionally, so that they actively pay forward some of the principles that you have, and they develop more relationships, they network, they're aware of their resources in their lives where they can go for advice on specific topics, where they can go for information or for access in their social life, and then all of a sudden, all of that waterfalls down to really affect their financial increase. So that you want to see them grow on all those levels: spirit, body, mind, emotions, relationships, finances. Of course, that includes their family. Yesterday, I was on the phone with the CEO, and I sent him an email after the fact. And, the scripture came to mind, you don't want to gain the whole world and lose your soul, lose the very heartbeat of why you started this risky adventure, this risky venture. And walking through, let's make sure that when we land with the exit, or when we land with the success, that your family is still tight, that your relationship with your children is still good, that the important things to you, that your love is still sparking with your wife. Because people are people. They're multifaceted, they're complex. And so a lot of what I do when I work with people, when I choose the ones I work with, I always make sure that these people are finishers, that what they start, there's a resilience there that takes them all the way to the end. I work with a couple of ministers in the communist nation south of Florida, and we've been working together now 8 years, and we've moved them off of a survivor's mindset into an actual organizational flow that has steady budgeted income for them, that income has to be allocated to other people, other helpers, and basically people who are members of the organization in order to grow. And so we've grown from influencing. We started at about 100, 120 people, and now we're up feeding over 1,000 people a day. We're in 4 locations rather than 1. Our main location in the main city is air conditioned, state of the art. We've got amazing sound equipment there. We've got windows and toilets, which they never had in this nation before. And so it's really begun to move from kind of a strung together organization to a full-flown, scalable operation. But the key work that was done in the early years was the work on the relationship. In choosing this project, this family, this wonderful work, my one goal was to determine whether this person that I was investing in, this family that I was investing in, was going to stay the course. Because living in that type of situation, once they tasted a little bit better life, it would have been easy for them to move from that communist nation to someplace more comfortable. Or it would have been easy for them to sell what we had built at an early stage for a personal gain. And that happens when you really try to invest and you really do that. The other part of investing in people is you have to be careful to let them create the vision. You have to let them write down the vision. And then when you're investing in them, you're investing in them. You're not coming to drop your vision, your hopes, your aspiration, your selfish perspective. You're there to help them achieve what's on their heart. And then you really bring what you have, bring your availability, bring your intentionality, bring your network and resources, and you begin to help them. So this is clearly a much longer conversation that we can move through, but I guess I'm really helping helpers. You really got to check yourself in a lot of ways. You got to kind of see why you're doing what you're doing. And then you have to ask the question, which I ask all the time: how may we serve you? And I say it that way, slow like that, stunted like that, because that's actually not one question, it's five questions, because people are different. So when I'm investing in someone, the first things I'm looking for with that question, how, is really what way do they like to be served? You can tell when you're working with people, a lot of people don't like to be micromanaged, right? They don't, they're good at some things, they're not good at other things. So they want to do what they're good at and get help with what they're not so good at. So it takes a real listening ear. And then got to make sure you have permission, because if there's an emotion there, a resistance there, and they haven't really given you permission to know, permission a lot of time comes with transparency to know what's going on. Then you know that investment that you're making, you got to be careful about. You may want to pull back for a while till they truly give you permission. And then that concept we is really important for you to look at, because we often try to help people alone. And honestly, it's really hard to really invest in somebody without engaging your team of resources, the people the people that trust you. And then you're coming in to serve. You're not coming in there to, teach necessarily. You're coming in to listen and help. And sometimes that means advice or direction, or, point them to people that will help them. And then the concept of you. And that comes back to does this person really know what they want to do? Who are you? And so when you're investing in people, again, goes back to, you really got to pay attention to the personal as well as the professional or the project. And so this type of investing in people is really, really rewarding. This work that we're doing in that nation is, it's 8 years old now. We've probably got well over $500,000 invested. We've got a lot of stuff going on, but we've seen a ton of progress. And as the nation has been falling apart, our people are eating, our people are living better, our people are getting married and having children. And so that's a huge effect. And even though nobody knows my name and nobody knows really what we're doing down there, they know. And it's really, the investment is paying off in the most powerful way. We're not trying to get likes on social media. We're not trying to become famous with this. We're actually investing in people. And that's true of our work in the prisons. And that's true of our work with individuals in business. And we can see fruit. And honestly, I'll tell you the truth, it does benefit the reputation of our ministry, which, of course, a better reputation for our ministry